Okay, this is your Crazy Time News, and this is your radio announcer, your newsreader, Jonas speaking. Okay, this morning, while walking around amongst the trees, we come across the leader of the Greens in the Senate, Senator Bob Brown, and we're going to ask him a few questions while we got him here. Okay, Senator Brown?
Yeah, hi Jonas, it's good to be on your show. Yes, it's a very good morning. The trees are all lovely and green, and the birds are singing. Yes, it's a great morning to be alive.
Okay, Senator Brown. The people of Australia would like me to ask you a few questions while we have you here. Do you mind answering them?
Yes, go ahead Jonas. Ask me any questions you like. I'm here, and I don't mind chatting with you. Yeah, go ahead and ask.
Okay, Senator Brown. Now for the first question. Do you or do you not control Prime Minister Gillard and the Labor Party with your balance of power in the Senate?
Well, that's not exactly true, Jonas. You know that just because we have a 10 members sitting in the Senate, and we can just say, well, for instance, if we don't like the rules and it doesn't agree with us, no, we just stop it. But no, we don't pull Prime Minister Gillard's strings. She's got a mind of her own, and she's got a large party behind her. But no, we do not control the...
Okay, Senator Brown. Now for question 2. You say that your party will not use your power to disadvantage Australians. In other fact, you said you would use your power in the Senate to help Australian people. Is this...
Yes, this is true, Jonas. We've got to look after Australian people. We can't use our power to make things nasty for either party. We just got to go along with the flow. So we will be looking after the Australian.
Okay, Senator Brown, for another question. This new carbon tax, you say you'll look after Australians. Don't you think this carbon tax is going to hurt a lot of people, especially lower income, where electricity bills are going up and up and up, and with this new tax is only going to send them up?
Well, not exactly, Jonas. The government has said they're going to bring in different rates and compensation for the lower class people, but we've all got to take our medicine. We can't have the climate change getting hotter rather, sorry. But we know we've got to look after the world.
Okay, Senator Brown. You say that, well, the government say they're not going to put on petrol prices, but you keep saying that, yes, you want to put it on petrol prices, but eventually it will go on petrol prices. So who are we to believe? Are you or the government?
Well, Jonas, this is a tricky question. It puts us offside with the government, but we are going to look after the atmosphere. So yes, we will eventually get the carbon tax put on petrol. We've got to do this, regardless of what the government says. Cars do put out a lot of carbon monoxide, so yes, we've got to get rid of the cars, or put the tax on it so we can cut down the...
Senator Brown, as you said, you're looking after Australian people. The Australian people have had enough of this Gillard government. Why don't you do the right thing and block them in the Senate so we can have a double dissolution, or get rid of this government? Everyone wants them to go.
Again, Jonas, some of the questions are quite good. This is another one. No, we won't block the government because of a couple of things. One, they're doing a good job. They've come across with a carbon tax, so they're doing good that way. A few other things. One, for instance, is the poker machine business with people who've got an ID. That should stop all of the problem gamblers. But no, we won't. We want them in there because you've got to realise that if they go, and that means when we have a double disillusionment, that means there will be a whole lot will be thing, including a whole Senate. It won't be a half Senate what we have now. It will be a whole Senate, and we could lose seats and we do depend how popular we will be at the next election. So it would be interesting if they did do it, but that's the reason why we don't.
Okay, Senator Brown. Do you mind if I call you Bob? This is getting a bit silly, me calling you Senator all the time. But, Bob, we know you want to close these, the coal power substations down, and that, you want to do away with coal as much as possible. Do you realise how much, money Australia will lose, and, that, a lot of miners will be put out of work? Do you really care about them? They are Australian as well.
No, Jonas. Bob's my name, so that's all right. You can call me Bob. As for the coal, yes, we want to try and cut out these coal fire stations. They are adding too much pollution to the atmosphere, so yes, we've got to cut them out. As for the tax, well, we'll make it up in other ways. As for the profits, rather, we just hit the other mines, like the ones in Western Australia. We just hit them with a bigger tax, and that'll make up for them. As for the workers, well, sad to say, but they'll have to go. They'll just have to find other work regardless.
Okay, Bob, one more question about the carbon tax and we'll get off it. We know that cows give off methane gas when they break wind. What are your ideas on this? Will you put a carbon tax on the farmers or what? How do they stand?
Yeah, Jonas, this is a good question. What do we do about the farmers and their cows? Well, we can't really do away with the cows because, again, we've got a big import. We're sending livestock over to Indonesia and other places throughout the world. So we've got to look after our farmers, but we've got to we've got to do something about the methane gas that they give off. So I'd say either we put a levy on them, on a head of cow, or the farmer does the right thing and plants trees. Trees will take care of the ozone and that. So yeah, that's the way we've got to go. Either a levy on the cows or a tree planting program.
Okay, Bob, as I said, we'll get off this carbon tax. We've had enough of this. Now we'll bring up about the another subject that's dividing the nation. About we call them illegal, you call them refugees. So we'll get this straight out. If I was getting picked on by bullies and decided that I'd had enough and decided to leave my house and walk into another suburb and walk into a house without being invited in and sit down and make myself a sandwich and a cup of tea, and you come home, it was your house, how would you feel?
Yeah, Jonas, this is another big problem we have. Not a problem with us Greens. We'd have them all come straight from Indonesia here. The more the merrier. Why worry about it, But I agree in a way that, no, it is illegal for you to come into my house and just walk in and sit down and make yourself a cup of tea and coffee. I would not be too impressed. I would in fact call the police and have you kicked out. So that's my answer. But as for the boat people, though, they are not illegal. They are just refugees looking for a better life in Australia.
Okay, Bob. Now, Prime Minister Gillard has said that they're going to send 800 boat people off to Malaysia, and in place we will take 4,000. Do you think this is a fair swap? Actually, do you agree with sending them to Malaysia, or what? The opposition have said Nauru. What is your opinion on either of those?
Yes, Jonas, we don't like the idea of sending 800 people to Malaysia where they can be whipped and Christ knows what. We would rather see them come straight to Australia. And as Nauru, no, that's no good. Howard proved that it was good, and anything that Howard did was wrong by us. But as for the boat people, whether they're in Indonesia or Malaysia or that, bring them all to Australia. We can look after them.
Okay, Bob. you reckon it's still legal for me to walk into your home? But ain't these people doing exactly that? They're walking into our country and not saying, can I come in? They're just walking in. I can't see the difference between them being illegal and me being legal walking into your house. Maybe you can explain.
Oh, come on, Jonas, be a bit fair. These people come out here to Australia for a better life. Let's give them this opportunity and chance. They deserve it. I mean, they've been trying to get away from some of these Middle Eastern countries where their life's in danger. And as for the Afghanis, you know, the Taliban will kill them if they stay there. So no, I say let them go. As for the other, yes, it's illegal for you to do what they're...
Okay, Bob, why won't you send them to Nauru? They're there, they're going to get the children are going to get an education. They're going to get good medical look after. They're free to roam the island. Yeah, and it's proved before it's going to stop the boat people. So what's up? Back to you, Bob.
No, as I said to you before, Jonas, John Howard tried it and it worked, but we don't want to do what John Howard did. We don't want to go down the same steps as what he did. You know, just because he did it successfully doesn't mean that Prime Minister Gillard could do it, because she stuffs everything up. So, no, we just keep the things as they are. Let them all come to us.
Okay, Bob. I wasn't going to ask you no more questions about the carbon tax, but I just thought of another question. Mr Abbott said if he wins government at the next election, that he's going to rescind this law. What will you do? Will you go with him, or will you go against him?
Well, Jonas, it's like this. If we go along with him and say yes, then everything will be all right. And if we say no, and we keep it the way it is, then we could have a double dissolution. So that will be a hard choice to make, because we don't want to lose any Greens senators. So we'll just have to wait and see how things lie.
Okay, Bob. It's been nice talking to you. I'll let you go, and hope to catch us again sometime. What have you got plans for today? Are you going into Parliament or what?
Well, Jonas, it's been nice talking to you, and thanks for having me on your show. No, today I've got a special meeting with Prime Minister Gillard. We've got to tell her how to run this country and get things back on an even keel, so that we know that next election they will be returned, and we'll be returned with maybe a bit more power than what we got now.
Okay, Bob, thanks for that interview, and hope we'll catch up with you again sometime. Say good day to Prime Minister Julie Gillard, and we'll talk to you later. This is Crazy Time News. We have been talking to Leader of the Greens in the Senate, Senator Bob Brown.